We are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.
Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. It is January 17th, 8 a.m. I'm off today. Another snow day. It just keeps coming down. And if you guys missed, I got stuck in a ditch yesterday. And I really don't feel like doing that again. So pretty sure I'm just going to stay home today unless I get a wild hair up my butt and feel like going in because it's my choice. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But as far as I know, I'm probably going to stay home today, cook some dinner, chill out with the missus, all that jazz. But yeah, let's get on with the show. So, why is it that conspiracy theorists are always right? I'm just curious. And when are people going to wake up and finally realize that about all this beer bug situation, this pandemic stuff, that we've been right from the get-go, and everything we've said, we've been made fun of. Oh, that's crazy, that's conspiracy theory. And then every single thing we say comes true. So, are y'all awake out there? Because for some reason, everything we keep saying comes true. A Swedish company has created a microchip that allows users to carry their beer bug V passport under their skin. A Swedish startup has created a microchip that can be implanted into the skin, displaying details of one's beer bug V passport when scanned. The invention, created by tech firm Disruptive Subdermals, and it's not spelled correctly either, it's Disruptive Subdermals. So, yeah, I don't know. Involves a pre-programmed scannable implant 2 millimeters by 16 millimeters in size, being inserted just beneath the skin. And it's in your hand. I have a chip implant in my arm, and I have programmed the chip so that I have my beer bug passport on the chip. And the reason is that I always wanted to have it accessible. That's from a quote from Hans Schloblad, S-J-O-B-L-A-D, Schloblad, managing director of Disruptive Subdermals, told the AFP. Schloblad demonstrated for the AFP how it was possible to scan the chip with his phone to bring up a PDF that showed all the details of his EU digital COVID certificate. A pass somewhat similar to the US V card, it indicates that one is inoculated against the beer bug, or that the person has been tested with a negative result. By the way, it's in your hand too, I don't know. I'm going to read Revelation 13 after this because I haven't really covered Revelation 13, and a lot of people might not know about Revelation 13. I'm not religious, but I do know that these sick, weird, creepy motherfuckers are like Luciferian, so they use it as a playbook, and I think we need to go over it. This means it is always accessible for me or for anyone else, really, who wants to read me. For example, if I go to the movies or I go to a shopping center, Then people will be able to check my status, even if I don't have my phone, said Schloblad, who is a chief disruption officer at startup Epicenter Stockholm, said. The AFP reported that an implant cost €100, which is around $112. Oh, look at that. Not only do they give you the mark of the beast, you have to pay for it. $112. It's not too bad, but still, I mean, do I have to pay to get fucked up the ass too? You know? Schloblad told the AFP that these implants are not tracking devices and only respond to being scanned. Quote, if you understand how these implants work, they don't have a battery. They cannot transmit a signal by themselves. So they are basically passive. They sit there asleep, Schloblad said. They can never tell your location. They're only activated when you touch them with your smartphone. So this means they cannot be used for tracking anyone's location. Schloblad told Insider in an email that the implant does not need to be removed in order to be updated. Quote, it is easy to update the implant. You can use an app on your phone to change what is on the chip, so I can add new info to the chip every day. Yesterday, it was my LinkedIn. Today, it's my beer bug certificate. Tomorrow, it could be something else, Schloblad said. Separately, Disruptive Subdermals has also created another chip implant that can measure body temperature in people and serve as a scannable temperature sensor. Well, mine, honestly, dude, would be going off every 2 seconds because I run hot. So, yeah. Schloblad's interest in subdermal implants dates back to 2014 when he organized implant parties at tattoo parlors where volunteers turned up to get implants placed under their skin. Wow, what a bunch of fucking dorks. Quote, I am convinced that this technology is here to stay, and we will think it nothing strange to have an implant in their hand. Once again, their hand. Schloblad told the BBC in 2014. I swear when they say forehead in the Bible, I swear it means just inside their brain. Saying he hoped to get 1,000, then 10,000 people on board with the program. Why? Why do you need all these people on program? Why? On board? I don't get it. What is the drive? Why? I mean, I have a drive inside my heart to do good things, to make money, you know, so I can support my wife and take her out and to travel. I have goals in my heart to achieve, to better myself, you know, shit like that. Why is your goal to implant 10,000 people? That's weird and creepy. While this idea might still be very new to the U.S., thousands of people in Sweden have signed up to get microchip implants. In 2018, the NPR reported that thousands of people were getting the rice grain-sized chips inserted just above their thumbs, making it easy for them to get scanned themselves into homes. That doesn't even make sense. That's horrible English. To get scanned themselves into homes, gyms, and offices, or to pay for public transport by swiping their hands over digital readers. This is literally Orwellian Revelation 13. And if you don't know about Revelation 13, that's what we're getting into now. So I got out my Bible, and it's King James Version. I like to read this every now and then. I don't do NIV, dude. I don't fuck with that shit. This is Revelation 13. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as if it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. And they worshipped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to conjure 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto them to make war with the saints, and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of all saints. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake like a dragon. And he exerciseth all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them that dwell within there to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven unto the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image of the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man may buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man, and his number is 666. All right, since we're discussing the mark of the beast, let's go check out Quebec. Quebec tax on unveed may be lawful, but sets risky precedent, says experts. Gee, you think? Toronto, January 12th. A proposal by Quebec to tax unveed people may be lawful, but may also go against the spirit of Canada's universal public health system, rights and medical experts said on Wednesday. Tuesday's surprise announcements by the province premier, François Legault, came with few details. While his government would not say Wednesday how the tax would be levied, when or against whom, Canada's Civil Liberties Association said it could violate Canadians' fundamental rights, while health advocates expressed concern about its broader implications. And before you go, Abe, why are you talking about Quebec? You're an American. Because if it's happening over there, they're going to try to pull it over here. I live in Kentucky, man. And if it's happening there, they're going to try to pull it here. So that, you should care about your fellow man. I mean, this is happening all over the world. What do you think, that America is going to be the only place that it doesn't happen? That they're not going to try to pull this shit? We're just going to be one country out of the entire world that's free while everyone else is under a mark of the beast system? No, I think not. It's about global domination. Well, I got my guns. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. What are you going to do? Take on the government? I don't know. I mean, I'm starting to think there needs to be some ass in nations. You know what I'm saying? If you catch my drift. Quote, I've not seen anything like this in Canada before. I'm worried about the president it would set, said Daniel Raza, a doctor with Unity Health in Toronto and former chair of Canadian Doctors for Medicare. Quebec, Canada's second most populous province, is struggling with surging beer bug hospitalizations, and Legault noted that the province's a relatively small unveed population was represented disproportionately among the hospitalized. Facing a provincial election in October, his government's response to the pandemic thus far has met with approval from 65% of Quebecers surveyed, according to a Ledger poll released this week. But the province public health director stepped down earlier this week prior to the tax plan announcement, citing an erosion of public trust in anti-pandemic measures. I don't know about that. Asked on Wednesday about the plan, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, I hate that motherfucker. I feel so bad for Canadians right now, dude. I seriously, man, I look at you all as my brothers and sisters, and I feel so bad for you all. I can't stand Justin Trudeau. I don't see how you guys do not just like bust your TV sets just looking at that ugly fucking weird ass mug, man. I don't know. Sorry. I just had to get that out of my system. Asked on Wednesday about the plan, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said he, quote, received that proposal with interest. Oh, I'm sure he was real interested in some Mark of the Beast shit, but would not weigh in on it, saying he needed more details. Oh, did you? No. Canada's public health system is underpinned by Canada Health Act, meant to guarantee universality and accessibility, among other things. It precludes user fees for insured services. So this is getting into y'all's tax stuff. I'm actually genuinely curious because I don't really know much about, y'all's taxes and healthcare system. Quebec's tax could be framed as a quote-unquote sin tax, similar to that placed on alcohol and cigarettes, or as a tax on health risk factor like private insurers charge, Raza said. Yeah, we have sin tax here too. As such, it might not violate Canada's Health Act, but that did not mean it was a good idea, he said. Kara Zwiebel, acting general counsel for the Canadian Civil Liberties Association, said it might, however, violate Canada's Charter of Rights and Freedoms if viewed as, quote, a way of compelling people to get V'd. Yeah, that's breaking the Nuremberg Code, though. That's called coercion. And Nuremberg Code, I did an episode on it. I'll leave it in the credits if you're watching on YouTube. That's punishable by death. By fucking death. So these motherfuckers are treading on thin fucking ice. Let's see. It was not clear if the tax goal is to convince more people to get V'd or to finance healthcare. Yeah, gee, do you think you're punishing people who are unV'd with a tax? Yeah, that's coercion and punishment because you don't want to take an experimental jabby jab. That's fucked up, dude. McGill University biomedical ethicist Phoebe Friesen was concerned the logic of taxing unV'd people could be extrapolated to other behaviors seen as driving health spending, obesity, for example, but are tied to marginalization. Quote, if you want to be consistent and logical, you should charge all sorts of people for their hospitalization if it's based on behavior that they're responsible for, she said. And it's incredibly tricky to figure out what that looks like. No, that's a good point, because you could charge people for obesity, you could charge alcoholics for being hospitalized for insanity, because alcoholism causes insanity. You could charge them taxes for liver damage. You could charge smokers for, being hospitalized for lung damage. I mean, the list goes on. This is ridiculous, and this is sketchy fucking ground. And Canada, man, just gets weirder and weirder and weirder. Canada, Austria, and Australia, and England. I feel bad for all those places right now. Hang in there, guys. I look at you all as brothers and sisters, and I wish the best for you all. It's getting sketchy. So my wife shared this with me. Dr. Fauci got caught on a hot mic. Uh-oh. I hate that motherfucker. That and I challenged him. And I don't understand why he hasn't hit me back up. I challenged him and Bill Gates to a match, a boxing match. I will box Bill Gates and Dr. Fauci. Both of them can box me at the same time. I think I can take them. But for some reason, I keep saying it, and I still have not heard from either one. The winner of the match, we could do it like this. Like, people can buy tickets, and the ticket money, whoever wins the match. If I win the match, I get to put the money towards whatever donation I see fit. You can hit me up in the comments. And if they win the match, then they can put the money towards whatever they see fit. So I think it's a good deal. I mean, if this beer bug is really harming and killing as much people as it is, I mean, I think it's a good, thing to do, But I still haven't heard from it. It's just crickets. One of these days, man, maybe I'll hear. Senator to introduce the Fauci Act after hot mic situation during Senate hearing. Topeka, Kansas. After Dr. Anthony Fauci was caught on a hot mic calling Senator Roger Marshall a moron. Now, I'm not sure this Marshall guy. I don't know about this guy. I ain't gonna lie. Marshall publicized his financial records and announced that impending introduction to the Fauci Act. U.S. Senator Ronald Marshall, so he's a Republican from Kansas, so that's cool. That's cool. I don't play the left and right paradigm, but so far Republican at this point in time is looking a little more sane than the D's. Says on Friday, January 14th, he obtained records of Dr. Anthony Fauci's previously unpublished financial disclosures from the National Institutes of Health. The NIH released the documents to Marshall after a hearing earlier in the week in which Fauci and the senator had a spat. Quote, "My financial disclosures are public knowledge and have been so," Fauci said in the hearing. "It's totally accessible to you if you want it to the public." Since the disclosures were not public, Marshall said on Wednesday he sent a letter to formally request the unredacted documents from Fauci by 5 p.m. on Friday, in which Fauci complied. Dr. Fauci lied to the American people. He is more concerned with being a media star and posing for the cover of magazines than he is being honest with the American people and holding China accountable for the beer bug pandemic that has taken the lives of almost 850,000 Americans, said Senator Marshall. Just like he has misled the American people about sending taxpayers' dollars to Wuhan, China, to fund gain-of-function research, he's lied about masks, testing, and more. Dr. Fauci was completely dishonest about his financial disclosures being open to the public. It's no wonder he is the least trusted bureaucrat in America. At the end of the day, Dr. Fauci must be held accountable to all Americans who have been suing and requesting for this information, but don't have the power of a Senate office to ask for it. For these reasons, I will be introducing the Fauci Act, so financial disclosures like these are made public and are easily accessible online to every American. Fuck yeah! I hope it goes through, dude. Hell yeah. That and another thing, man, if he's been lying so much, isn't that a fucking crime to lie in front of the Senate? Like, shouldn't this motherfucker be in handcuffs by now? Just curious, just asking. Marshall said he will introduce the Financial Accountability for Uniquely Compensated Individuals Act, which will require public access of financial disclosures on the official Office of Government Ethics website for administration officials such as Fauci. The senator said the Fauci Act would also provide a list of all confidential filers within the government whose disclosures are not yet public. On Tuesday, Marshall questioned Fauci at a Senate hearing about a number of issues, including his financial disclosures and investments. Therefore, he said he requested them during the hearing. During this hearing, Fauci was caught on a hot mic saying what a moron he thought Marshall was. He muttered, "Jesus Christ," to end. So this is the quote: "What a moron," on a hot mic after a heated exchange. So let's see. Let me see if I can play this. Give me just a second. All right, it is super quiet, but if you can hear this, cool. If not, then I don't know what to tell you.
Senator Moran.
He says, "What a moron." Jesus Christ. That's what it sounds like to me. Marshall said questions on Fauci's financial disclosures came the day after the Third Federal Reserve official stepped down as a result of questionable financial trades made during the beer bug pandemic. So there you have it. Dr. Fauci showing his weird ass again, being sketchy as hell. I still want to have a boxing match with him, just saying. I hope it goes through, though. I mean, it's one small step towards the right direction. You know, the Fauci Act sounds good to me. I think it should be disclosed. I think it should be open to the public, you know. I mean, Fauci makes like $10 million fucking dollars a year or something crazy like that. Fucking scumbag, man.
We are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret society, opposed to secret oaths, opposed to secret proceedings, secret proceedings. No official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent, to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know.